Hey everybody, we are looking at the brand new Pioneer DDJ-SX3, and I'm going to go over this thing with some high-res pictures and show you some of the things that I've noticed about it and give you an idea of whether you want this or you don't want it. So let's get right to it. I'm going to try to make this quick. Right off the bat, right dead center in the middle, you see sound color effects. We have the echo, the jet, the noise, the filter. You know what? I'm not that impressed by that stuff. Those are color effects that really weren't even the best color effects ever. If you ever use a DJM 900 or the 900 Nexus 2, you're going to realize there's some better stuff. I really wish they would have put the a parameter knob just like the Nexus 2 has. That would have been great. And to put a space, because that space reverb in there is really nice. I know we have all these effects on Serato. I'm just saying, if you're going to put color effects in, at least put the better ones, my opinion. You see, we got library A and B, of course, because this thing has two USB ports and can hook up two computers. So therefore, one guy can be on these decks, the other guy can be on these decks, and it makes for a lot of fun. I've done it before on an SZ, and it was a blast. So this is great in a portable sense. Two guys can go on one deck. That's fun. That's good. The other thing you're going to see here too, the extra mics. Mic 1, mic 2. There's a mic on the front as well too that we'll get to in a moment. And you get your phono in either 1 and 2, so it doesn't have four. You can't do like 4 turntables on this thing as a mixer, which you probably would anyways. Instant doubles are up there. One thing that you're going to notice that you're missing is you used to be able to pick your effects on the channel. Now your effects are all chosen over here. I guess that makes more sense. I was kind of used to it being over here personally on the SX and the SX2, but this does make more sense ultimately. You've got your key up, key down, and key reset. The one thing that you are missing here, it seems, is the ability to edit the beat grid there. Now you have a button down here that if you press and hold that, you're going into an edit the grid. Something I haven't seen yet. I didn't see anybody do any videos about that because they're all just going on about the 2 USB ports and the color effects. But maybe this makes it so you can edit with the pads. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. But if not, I was still happy to adjust things with the wheel. Once again, it's going to change your workflow. Quantize button is down there now. That's kind of a different spot for it, I think. I'm pretty sure if I look over at an SX1, right, I don't see, it didn't even have a quantize button on the thing, so that is a new addition. The slip and vinyl button is still not exactly where I would like it to be because me and my guys, we've DJed together and we go back and forth. Some guys want the vinyl on, some guys want it off. So that can get confused in the middle of things, having to shift and hold the button down and whatever. Your key lock, your sensor, your flip mode's all intact there. Pitch and play. This is a new one I haven't tried yet. It comes with pitch and play, so the idea is your hot cue, that when you hit your hot cue, you can then play that hot cue musically by changing the pitch of it. Once again, as I talk about Serato, I always say Serato is more suited for hip-hop, R&B, reggae, just a little bit of everything, right? And some of these tricks are a little bit more geared towards that than they are geared towards house and techno, where I find Tractor's a little bit more geared towards that. And of course, Record Box as well too has a lot of good tricks. So that's for you controllerist guys, that might be something that you want to play with, but not for me. I like the slicer, but can't say I'm ever going to get into the pitch and play stuff. We go over to the other side. Hey, there's another one you're going to notice too. See how the center is a different color than the rest because the additional screws. This means you do not have to remove the entire faceplate with everything to get underneath this thing to ever replace the crossfaders or any maintenance and clean things out. So that's a good one right there as well too. Taking a look over here, and of course it's just the same thing on the other side. And for reference, of course, too, let's get over to another page here. And this is just to give you an idea. This is the SX2. So just to see the differences where before we had You could adjust things right there. You didn't have that quantize button. Just a couple little minor things. You know, your effects buttons were over here. Just to give you that quick, you know, there's that one, and then there's that one. So relatively the same, but as you can see, you got that extra knob in the front because that's your mic control there. And yeah, so let's take a quick look at the front and the back. This is where we're talking that we have, you know, you can adjust your mix out and stuff on the front, and then you got your level for your mic. So this is great. If you want to mix 4 channels and need a mic, now you have it. Before, you were kind of screwed. You can go into the software as well too, and you can put different parameters, put compression on your microphones, echoes, EQ them. That's pretty nice. The back here, your 2 USB ports, everything else is totally standard what you expect to see. So hopefully that wasn't too long. Now I'm going to tell you my take on this thing here is if you're going to upgrade from an SX2 to an SX3, if you need the extra mics, if that's your whole thing, I would rather just go buy like a little small mixing board with some effects built in and some adjustments and run my mics and run my board, you know, run my SX2 through that with my mics. If you need a dual USB, I guess, you know, there's not too many other options. There is a Denning one out there, but, you know, Pioneer has one. Might as well get the Pioneer. If you don't have a controller at all and you want to buy this thing, go for it. It's the same price as what the SX2 was, as the SX. And from using the SX and the SX2, they're solid. They're great build quality. It's worth the money. If you have an SX2 and you're just looking to get the next new thing, you just want something new, I don't think this has enough bells and whistles on it to really change anything for me. But what I'm going to suggest, and you're going to laugh because I'm going to suggest this. This is the Numark NS7 III. I know I said the word Numark. Numark makes a lot of entry-level things, but this here, especially if you're a hip-hop guy, there's so many things that is offered. All these controls here, for instance, they're all, you touch them and they're kills. You know, they're just like touch-sensitive controls. They turn your filters off and stuff. So there's some cool tricks. And look, you have 5 hot cues there, plus you have your hot cues here, which means you could be on your samples doing things while you're doing hot cue things at the same time. There's just the motorized platters. What else can I say? Motorized platters. You can adjust your Beatgrid on this thing. You have your needle drop, but most importantly, you have these screens on the top. So that's what I'm saying. If you really want to do, just like, you know, you want an upgrade of some sort, you're just bored of your SX2 or your SX, give this a look, because you know what? I've seen these things used. You can pick them up pretty decently. And even new, you know, it's still a good price. I don't even know what it is off the top of my head, but I mean, this is a solid beast of a machine. I've never owned one. I've only like tried one out at a show, but I think if I was in the market, it would be totally my thing. I would definitely probably go for that next before I'd go for the SX3. Or if you want to jump out of the Serato range at all, go with the new DDJ-1000 for Record Box. That's a really nice controller too. Anyways, guys, that's it. Hopefully I went through enough stuff with you on that video to kind of help you make your decision. And you know, please subscribe. Feel free to comment, throw your 2 cents in. I know I did a video earlier where I talked a bunch of shit and I just said don't buy it, and that's my opinion. And usually that's what I do. I give you my opinion. I don't want it. It's not worth it to me. I think Pioneer should have came out with the DDJ-1000 version for Serato and implemented all the new technology that they're using. You know, screens, put the waveform on the controller like everybody else. You know, like as you can see, the NS7 III did it a long time ago. And put a parameter control. You have it on your 900 Nexus too, so you could have put some of those effects onto this to help bridge things, just like they did with the DDJ-1000. Anyways, guys, talk to you later. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you later.